Yeah. Welcome to another week of Copblock Radio, everyone. Copblock Radio is filmed live in secret locations around the country. All co-hosts are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Not much. Hey, so everybody, as always, I am Matt Taylor of Carbon County Cop Block.
I am Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valey Cop Block.
I am Scott Marshall of the Oath Accountability Project.
Rick Gonzalez, Allentown Cop Block.
And then also tonight we're going to have ourselves a guest. It's going to be Amanda Burnquist of Minnesota Cop Block. So make sure you guys stay with us tonight. We've got an awesome show. Severin, you were about ready to say something there.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to the trolls from the Allentown Police Department Facebook page. I've been at it with them all day, and they're really pissed off because I refused to respond until I was on the block. I said, come over and you can put your comments in the radio show page and we will use you as entertainment because you are not worth my time. You cop-sucking retards. I just can't stand these people anymore. They're really...
Hey, that's not fair to retarded people, okay?
Yeah, I know. Seriously, honestly, I don't mean that derogatory. Like, I've actually known some handicapped people that are awesome. Like, I worked with the handicap class while I was in school. Our class was one of the classes that took them roller skating and stuff.
Well, I was saying don't bring them down by comparing them with cop suckers because you're bringing them down.
Yeah, the cop roaches, cop suckers, whatever you want to call them. I've been calling them pig suckers all day. They really don't like that. But I'm beyond the point of just being sick of it. My day started with watching someone get stomped by a cop and everyone in the neighborhood screaming they were going to kill them. And then I was just I'm done. Like, I just started off pissed off, and I had no patience today for the whole round around with the trolls.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been a good week regardless. I mean,
yeah. Did you have any interactions with police?
Yeah, actually, Rick and I we went and handled that complaint that we talked about it last week. I think we even showed the video of the officer from Bethlehem Township pushing Rick around during the meetup and really acting like a big bully. Well, we went over there and decided we were going to put in our official complaint to see. Okay. I mean, you got to at least try. If you don't try, you can't complain, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Or if you don't complain, you can't try.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I don't feel like Rick and I can sit home and say this son of a bitch is on the police force and blah blah blah. They don't care if we haven't at least put it in writing and brought our side to them. And I gotta give the captain a little bit of credit. He seemed pretty professional, and he seemed legitimately disgusted when he watched the video. He was actually a little pissed off. Like, he didn't want to comment. He kept it real professional, and I could see it in his eyes. You know, when you see somebody that's irritated by what they just saw, like, it was there. He was not happy.
It was wrong, man. It was wrong what he did. But.
Yeah,
right.
His whole demeanor, his attitude. He did have to, of course, the thin blue line. He had to stick up for the guy a little bit and ensure that we knew that his past charges, he was found not guilty by a jury of his peers, which is all fine and good. We all know people get off. We all know that there's loopholes in the court system and all that, but
they don't get their job back.
Badge again. The guy
right
into a house and beat somebody up. Like, why give him a badge?
Yeah, if any of us was supposed to do that, we'll lose our job. We won't get our job back. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Lose our job, we'll be in a jail cell.
Yeah.
Somebody's house, like, we need to leave the state after that. That's not something that they're going to let go lightly.
But this was more than once he's been in trouble, and he still got his job back.
We really did anything else this week, Rick, did we? It's been a week. We just kind of took a calm down week after that busy meetup.
Yeah, that was fun too. We got to plan another one up.
Didn't you actually go out a separate time with Scott and Matt?
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, with our anonymous friend. He gave me a ring and it was like, I got nothing to do, man. You want to go out and do some, cop blocking? And I'm like, sure, why not? And then you guys over there, Matt and Scott, was like, hey, we're going out cop blocking. So I was like, you know what? Let's just meet up and see what we could run into.
Find
Yeah.
anything?
No, actually, it was really, really dead in our area. I mean, we saw a couple of cops just hanging out outside of a bar, but they were just standing around hitting on girls.
Yeah.
I mean, it was late at night in a tiny little town, so
It's great with the scanner, though, isn't it?
it is.
It's like I've been loving it. It's a whole different game now. It's no longer blowing my whole gas tank trying to find stuff. Like I can find a chill location, sit back and wait for the call that's near me and go grab it. I love it.
Hey,
Yeah.
I just want to let everybody out there who is listening tonight, if you guys are on LRN listening to us, why don't you jump on over to your computer at lrn.fm and load up the chat. I'm going to be in it all night during the show, so if you guys have questions, I will also be fielding them there if you don't have the ability to do that on our Hangout.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So just letting you guys know, I am in there at LRN_Cop Block Radio.
Yeah, and you can always, as always, anytime during the week or during the show, if you go to the Copblock Radio Show Facebook page, you can drop us a link, drop us whatever is going on in your life, whatever you feel like we might want to touch on. If you have some topics, if you have a situation you'd like to talk about, we'll be happy to listen and see what we can get going. So send us a message anytime.
Very cool. So before we jump to our first commercial break, I actually wanted to talk about a story that comes out of Florida. Did you by any chance hear of the Florida judge Mathhew Destry being called out for handling a case that was just or handling absurdly? Basically, what ended up happening was there is a man who was arrested. His name was Herbert Smith. He was arrested November 24th of this last year, and he was sentenced to 60 years for a simple violation of his probation due to a driver's license suspension charge. So basically, he was caught driving with a suspended license. No more, no less. It wasn't like there was a DUI on it or anything like that. He legitimately just was driving without his license, and the judge turned around and gave him 60 years as a probation violation hit.
What was he? Was he on probation for murder or something? Like what is this?
That I did not see, but at the end of the day, that really doesn't matter what he was on for. He was on.
Well, if they violated his probation. I mean, a charge is a charge.
Even
if he's on strict probation.
Right.
What if he raped 5 people and he was out on a very strict probation and he fucked up like that? Like, okay, send him back. But I don't know.
60 years is too fucking much.
Well,
that's what I'm
you
saying.
would think
Where
that
is
it
that
would.
number coming from? Is it a previous sentence that was attached to it?
This judge has been called out more than once for handing down extremely harsh cases or extremely harsh rulings against the African American community. But
out of Florida. So
yeah,
some rich yuppie that. Oh man.
So, but they're even starting to look into it and have it investigated because this is something that's going to be overthrown. Obviously, there's no way you can have even a probation violation of somebody who was doing 15 to 30. They're not going to get a violation hit and turn around and have to do 60 years. The most they can do is charge them for what's ever left on whatever crime that they would have been paroled on. So they take away street time and then turn around and make them finish out their sentence. He dropped a brand new 60 years as a new hit.
I gotta look into that case. I'm gonna make a note here and look into this when I'm doing the show notes because that sounds crazy. There's got to be.
It does sound crazy because.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not true at all. We hear this all the time. I just read a story the other day. A guy got a little different. He got like his 10th DUI and they gave him 90 years for it. So, I mean, these sentences are getting handed out. I do remember reading there was no victim in his DUI, and he just happened to get pulled over again. The cops knew his car, and they just got him one time after another. But
now, just in case anybody's listening and or interested, before we go to break, I just want to make sure that you guys know that there is a change.org petition for this, and it will be in the show notes.
Add any links to the show notes, because lately Steph has been doing them. And we just, if you can during the show, keep them updated to what we're actually discussing during the time frames, because she hasn't been watching. She's just been hitting the notes and pushing it out.
Okay, yeah, that's inside of the article, inside of there. I'll add that here. I'll just make a note on it.
I'll be right back.
Amanda, if you could hear us, go ahead and call on in. Everybody out there on LRN is really chatty tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What's the what they saying?
Nothing.
There's like a lot of people in the chat room, but nobody's.
Yeah, there's 16 people, and 2 of them are us, so that still leaves 14 people saying nothing.
Should I say something?
Yeah, go for it. I want to see if I'm able to even just like see what you say.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
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 Hello. Anybody watching on YouTube right now?
My wife just left and to go get food, and the baby's up screaming. So you guys are gonna have to just run this. I gotta go.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Felicia.
Do you want to just I don't know.
How are we gonna know when we're going in and out of commercial?
I'll stay on right now until we come back from the commercial, and then I gotta dip out.
And then, but what about the next commercial?
I'll come back, dude. Like I got my hands full at the moment. I don't know what to do.
Okay.
Story of my life lately.
All right. Well, if all fails, we'll just roll like we'll just go by the timestamps on the. I basically know what time we cut out. So.
I take it we're at a commercial.
Yeah, we'll be right. We're coming back in like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yep. If you want, you can go ahead and just point to me, and I'll bring us back in. Explain what's going on for you.
You don't even have to explain what's going on. I'll be back. I just need to.
Well, that's what we're gonna say. Severin is temporarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not gonna tell them the whole story, except people on YouTube now.
Yeah, we are back. I'm taking a quick break, but this is Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valey Cop Block. I'll be right back.
All right, this is Matt of Carbon County Cop Block.
I am Scott Marshall of the Oath Accountability Project.
Rick Gonzalez, Allentown Cop Block.
And we have ourselves a special guest tonight. Hey, who are you?
I'm Amanda with Minnesota Cop Block.
Hey, how you doing? So
Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you.
Very interesting story going on out in your area. Why don't you fill us and everybody listening in?
Okay, well, a couple of years ago, we had an officer that was killed in the line of duty. His name is Scott Patrick. He's with the city of Mendota Heights. And, it's kind of a big deal. Well, a lot of stuff kind of came to the surface, I guess. What a lot of people didn't realize is he actually was in the midst of a lawsuit with the city of Mendota Heights over harassment because he was essentially being a whistleblower Allegedly, some of the officers in his department were stealing picnic tables, something like that. But he wanted it investigated and that sort of thing. But once that happened, he was basically harassed. He was being bullied and that sort of thing by the sheriff as well as other police officers. And so he filed a lawsuit against them regarding that. In the midst of that, unfortunately, he was gunned down in the line of duty. But his wife continued on with the lawsuit. Now, recently, his partner, who's been on the force for like 20-some years, he decided he wanted to continue with that investigation into the picnic tables. So after that, what happened is the same thing was happening to him. He was getting bullied. He was getting harassed. A lot of things were happening. And then what they did is they ended up promoting him, which is kind of odd. They promoted him to sergeant. But what that did was that made it so that he was in a probationary period where he was able to be fired without the help from like the, with the like unions and things like that. So basically he was doing that, and during his probationary period, he made an error in like a drug investigation. It was something, I guess, kind of minor as far as police are concerned. They stay on the force even if they kill people, usually. It's really hard to get an officer fired. So anyways, so he had this minor slip-up. Now, he's been on the force for 20-some years. He's been doing this for a long time. And so they had a city council meeting the other day. And so they ended up voting, I think it was 4-1, to have him fired.
What?
And he's, like, completely insistent that it's retaliatory, that they're... And I totally believe it. And so there's this big deal going on about that. And there's a whole lot of corruption there. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now.
Right.
Wow.
It's weird. I never heard of a cop blocker trying to, like, personally helping a cop try to...
Well, I wouldn't go that far. But the thing is that what that does, in my opinion, it just seems like it discourages cops from doing the right thing. I think ultimately the goal is to get them, if we have them at all, to do the right thing, and to be able to step past that thin blue line or whatever and, do what's right, even though it's stealing picnic tables and it's supposed to be his cronies or whatever. But he knew it was wrong, and so he did what he had to do to make it right. And so, that's why people aren't whistleblowing. That's why people who whistleblow, they lose their jobs, they get harassed, they get in a lot of trouble. So I just think it's really important to bring that out and bring that to people's attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that stuff's been happening in New York City. Police officers are coming forward and speaking out, and they just getting, tossed to the side. No pension, no nothing. They're getting scrutinized, and it's like all the good cops are just getting fired for speaking.
Breaking that blue line of silence there.
Yeah, they're breaking the blue line of silence, and they're getting, retaliated against, for doing that. And this just needs to stop. Like, we can't continue to have this kind of behavior in the police department where they're going to continue to have this blue line up, and every time when somebody speaks out, they just, it's just ridiculous.
Right, it's wrong. It's completely wrong.
It is wrong. Yeah. Oh man, I hate to hear stuff like that, man. Because I'm pretty sure at one point when somebody decides to become a police officer, I know their intentions are good, but once they step over that line, it's a whole different ball game.
What was really disgusting to me is, like, once this officer died, there was a big, huge deal here. You know what I mean? There's big funerals on TV all the time. It's a big deal. It's a small department, and all his, his coworkers, all his fellow police employees and stuff, they're all, boo-hooing at his funeral and stuff like that, knowing damn well that in the back of their mind, they're like, yeah, that's what happens. You know what I mean? It's just, it's really bizarre to me, and it also makes me kind of question, what happened when he got shot and killed, even,
Yep, it's just...
Are they even investigating his murder?
Well, they caught somebody, actually, who's in prison right now.
Okay.
He was already in prison? Was he in prison, like, had already been arrested and they, like, linked it, or...?
No, they arrested him that same day, I believe, like a day or two. No, it was the same day, and, yeah, he got convicted, went to trial, everything, and he's in prison right now.
Oh, so it went to trial?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say, like, if he pled out, then, but...
Yeah, no, he took it to trial.
probably like, I didn't do it.
Right.
That is sketchy. That is really sketchy.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, think about. I know we did a story here a couple weeks back where we were talking about how only about 40% of violent crimes actually get solved in America nationwide. Especially murder cases, a lot go unsolved because they really don't know what's going on after the first 48 hours pass. Well, it surprises me that a civilian can get shot and they have and there's no way that they can ever track down who killed them, but lo and behold, a cop gets shot and not even 24 hours goes by and they've got somebody locked up and facing the charges for it. And it seems like that's every time. They're just like, well, you know what, cop went down, screw it, everything on the back burner until we get this dude. And it's just like, that's what you should be doing for everybody, but of course that's not how it works with them.
It's just sad. Really
well, if you have a costume and a badge, then you're a little more important than everyone else, I guess.
That would be what they say. At least, especially that cop that was assaulting Rick a couple weeks back. That guy, if they all have his mindset, then their whole entire thing comes down to they're here to protect themselves and themselves only.
Oh man.
Yep. And then you get the ones that try to help other people, then things happen to them, they get fired. And
yeah, anything else interesting going on out in your area?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there's a teacher recently, and this is actually new to me, which surprises me because I try to keep up on everything, especially locally here. But there's a teacher, she's a high school teacher, it's a lady, and her name is... oh boy, I can't think of her name offhand, but she's a high school teacher. She teaches drama, something like that. And anyways, she was leaving school one day, and she saw a bunch of police officers over on the south side messing with somebody. I guess she didn't know what was going on, so she got out, she stopped, and she started recording. And so right away, the cops got on her case about it and told her, to move, and whatever. And then they actually took the suspect and went to a different location, and she followed him to the other location because she thought it was weird. She said, all I'm doing is observing, that sort of thing. So they ended up arresting her for obstructing, basically, and somehow it got back to her job, to her employer, like the school. And so the school made a big deal about it, and they went to fire her because of it. And she hasn't been convicted. She hasn't gone to trial. Nothing. You know what I mean? No due process.
Be right
not a damn thing.
Copblock Radio after this.
Okay.
Copblock Radio.
Copblock Radio.
Severin's back?
Copblock Radio. He's probably watching the clock and running back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Copblock Radio.
But yeah, man, that sucks. This teacher, but
Well, hold up. Save it for when we get back, because we just lost 95% of our viewers to commercials.
Sure. What's been going on with you guys, though?
Well, I'll be right
Rick,
back.
What's going on in Allentown?
Well, I haven't been. I just been since my meetup. I just been, taking a little back.
I bet.
I'm the only guy out here that I know of right now that's out there, and sometimes I don't have somebody with me. It's just by myself, so I just been playing cautious now.
Man, it's tough getting people to go out with you. You know what I mean? It's really tough sometimes.
It is so tough. Like, I can't believe it. I tell people, I try to encourage them, just record it. They're not going to do anything to you.
Yeah.
Allentown Cop Blocks, Allentown Police Department already know the deal. If they interfere with somebody.
They better by now.
Yeah, like, after the 30 lawsuits they got from, roughing people up for recording, it's like, I try to tell them, listen, I know you're scared of them. I know because they got a gun and everything, but they're not going to do anything. And if they do, use cell 411.
Live stream that shit.
Live stream that. I try to tell everybody to live stream it.
Yes.
There is nothing like living in a spot where you can confidently open your front door and take a piss and know nobody's going to drive by and see that shit.
So do you live in the boondocks?
Yeah, he lives with the bears and the skunks and the hyenas.
The
Nah.
hyena.
That'd be worse, though, man.
Yeah, Matt, you think you have that freedom?
Yeah, you have it far more than I do. You live in a cul-de-sac in the middle of the woods.
Oh yeah, you got this dirt road that got holes in it and everything. It's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind living where Scott lives at. Like that's pretty private. You know, it's secluded. It's away from everybody.
I like that.
So that'd be cool, but I'd be scared. I'm a city girl, and like critters and stuff and animals, and that'll just scare the shit out of me. So I don't know.
When I was
You got
living
some
in
balls.
Catasauqua, you know, I'm from New York, and I just started living out here for 5 years now. It's about 5 years, I think. And I was living in Catasauqua, and I was walking. I got to go up through this hill to go to the store, and I'm walking, and I hear like this noise next to me in the bushes.
Rick. Sorry, before we go back, we're going to be coming back in about a minute. We are going to cut out at about 39 after. We're going to go ahead and wrap up with you and move on to the next story. So we have about 6 minutes left on your segment, okay?
Cool.
Okay. It's the teacher thing, right?
We
Yes.
have about 30 seconds until we're back. Seb, are you there?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay. All right.
Are you back or just?
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Okay. Hey, nice Copblock shirt, Rick.
Thank you.
You know, I almost wore my Batman shirt tonight.
See, I wish you would have. That would have been awesome.
I
You know
Batman
what?
out all
I'm
the
gonna
time.
buy me a Superman shirt because everybody's got the Batman. I'm gonna rock Superman.
Yeah, Rick's gonna get a Superman shirt.
I'm getting
I'm gonna wear a Superman.
In my world, my heroes wear capes,
We're
have
back.
badges.
This is Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valley Cop Block.
This is Matt of Carbon County Cop Block.
Scott Marshall from the Accountability Project.
Rick Gonzalez, Allentown Cop Block.
Speaking of capes, we are gonna be having some fun soon. I can't wait. I'm promoting the hell out of this. A demo bought a whole bunch of thin blue line American flags, and he sent one to me and Rick, and we will honor that flag with its full honor.
Yeah. Guess who else is getting
I
one?
am going to piss on that shit.
Guys.
We've got some plans up here in the north about what we're going to be doing with one
Oh, well,
of those.
actually, the last part of the plan might happen at your house because
my
I'd
house.
like to do like a whole fire pit and like a
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you need my fire pit?
no like sacrificing to the gods kind of video, but like I don't want to start with the flag. I want to lead up to the flag.
Why are you giving away your whole?
I don't even know what I want to do yet. It's too exciting. There's ideas. I could do a whole YouTube channel on destroying this flag.
You've already you're starting to blow your load, and your pants aren't even off yet, man.
You don't even have it.
The first videos everyone will see is me wearing this flag as a cape, cop blocking. And I'm going to have all the high-profile names written in magic marker all over the cops' precious little flag. And I might even get some fake blood and throw it on there. Or real blood. Who knows? It's a wild party, guys. You never know what's going to happen.
Severin's getting
Don't
shot.
deface my flag.
I'll be across the street recording.
Yeah, Severin's getting shot, and Rick's gonna bring it to you live on the live stream for Allentown.
I've also had the idea of going to the department that likes to shoot cats and dogs and flying it from their flagpole upside down and standing there hollering, "I have declared that we take this land back in the name of the American people."
I was actually having a thought the other day about the Catasauqua Police Department, and you know that guy who turned a taxidermied cat into a drone?
No, but that,
What?
oh my God, I know where your head's going. And yes.
You never seen that? It's like a quadcopter and the cat's on full spread eagle on it.
Oh, it's terrible, but I want to do it.
I want to chase a cop around with a flying cat drone.
He would shoot at it. He would shoot all through the sky and like shoot.
That is
even better.
absolutely the
Even
point.
better.
That is absolutely the point. Could you imagine a 360 camera on that and there's a cop shooting at it? Like, oh. Like, you shot at a flying cat. How dangerous could this have been?
Wow.
So,
I don't know, it scares the shit out of me.
That's hilarious. I mean, the ideas that I'm getting,
yes.
people gave me several ideas. I really like the idea of flying it upside down on one of their flagpoles. But I don't want to lose it before I can destroy it. So they would try to confiscate it after that, and that would bother me. I want to light it on fire before they confiscate it.
No, I'm not gonna do it in front of the police station like I was thinking of doing.
I really want to charge that involves a thin blue line flag. It's really good for my image. So
you know the parking lot that they got over here in the Allentown Police Department? I was thinking of going over there, just putting it laying down, pissing on it, and putting that on video, and then just setting it on fire in their parking lot. But then again,
you guys want to treat this like it's a LeBron James jersey after he left the Cavaliers the first time.
Yeah, there's going to be I don't even know what's going to happen. We got 2 flags to work with and lots of ideas, as you can hear. I want to do like some kind of tug of war between, like, I don't know, like the townspeople like, have people tug of war with this thing and like tear it in half and then burn it. Like, I don't know.
So what I'm gathering is you want something as the mix between, like I said, LeBron James jersey after he left Cleveland, and something along the lines of like what happened to the Saddam Hussein tower. Like everybody just tore it down and stomped on it and went nuts.
Absolutely, yes. I want to see the townspeople get in on this.
You're probably going to have to pay some actors. Just throwing that out there.
I don't know why everybody is so caught up on this damn flag issue. Like it's a piece of cloth, but even my numbers on my page, I looked and I lost like 30 subscribers to my page when I posted the thing, what should I do with this flag? Like, everybody's in love with this flag. Like, what the hell? First of all, it has a thin blue line, so it's a desecrated American flag. And second of all, even if it was a real American flag, who fucking cares? It's a piece of cloth.
Yep,
and I'm going to wipe my ass with it.
Hey.
Not the flag behind you. That's
okay, good.
Yeah, no, not that one.
That's a different flag.
Here's how I feel about the American flag. My personal.
Here we go. Okay. If anybody needs something to send hate mail in this week for Copblock Radio, you're about to get it. So strap in and listen.
Pay attention to Severin. Make it attention, Severin Freeman, and I will be sure to give it all the consideration in the world. But here's my
disclaimer: opinion. Minnesota Cop Block has absolutely nothing to do with this. This is the opinions.
Okay, honestly, the flag. I believe. I'm not with the mindset that America was never great. I believe the flag did stand for something at one point. I believe that.
Let's get to it, man.
There was a point in history where the flag was a strong representation of people coming together and winning against a larger force. But now it has become the opposite. It has become the symbol of that force's new oppression. It is the symbol of everything wrong with our country. It's not a symbol of freedom anymore. It's a joke. It's something all the kids have to stand around and chant together as if we're all in a cult. And people bend down and worship this thing. It's ridiculous, and anything I can do to piss people off like that and make their heads explode, I'm all for it. I'm not going to burn an American flag because I'm making a statement. I'm going to do it to piss you off. So please make that hate mail to Severin Freeman, Lehigh Valey Cop Block, and get off your high horses. Cloth.
You know what? If I was gonna say anything about any flag, I would say that right now, this flag is what people should see, because what I just want to break away for a second because we didn't mention this yet, but Orlando, that was a terrible tragedy, and I just want to give my condolences. So sorry for that little drop off there, but we were talking about flags, and the only flag that I could think of that that when I saw it, kind of, inspired anything for me, it was that one.
Alrighty.
Well, so sorry for that.
No, that's all good. I mean, There was definitely something that we were going to be bringing up regardless, but I also wanted to talk about something coming out of Sacramento, and the reason why I want to bring this up is because it actually falls into damn near what we're talking about. It's this thin blue line American flag. Now, the Sacramento Police Department, primarily their tactical units, have decided to replace the American flag on their vests with this thin blue line American flag. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I think it's just fucking.
I don't think about it much.
I think it's just stupid. Like, what's the point? What is the point they trying to make here by replacing the American flag?
I think that's them flat out saying, like, you guys know what this symbol means. We are a brotherhood. We have each other's back. We don't give a shit about you. That's how I see it.
A little deeper than that. The like narcissistic attitude police have. I think it actually what it really boils down to is they consider themselves the line of America. We are America. We are your fighting force on your streets every day, and they truly believe this in their hearts. They're trained. And their mentality and the bro mentality they have when they're cheering each other on, this is the shit that they're filling their heads with. You guys are our protectors. The rest of the feeble men and women on the streets cannot defend themselves. It's you. So they thought their pumped up big head is so big that they're even taking the flag and making it their own. We make America. America. Not your flag, not your soldiers, not your politicians. It's the police. We
Feels like worship us.
We'll be right back with more Cop Block Radio.
That was a good point, Steph.
Yep. Cop Block Radio Show.
Yeah, it's fuck the thin blue line. I'll piss on that shit.
Severin.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, right. It's sitting over there just shit. Like, our affiliates are out there tonight like, fuck, there's 5 of them? Shit.
Have you ever watched something like a Chris Tucker stand-up comedy special on like the Comedy Channel when it's bleep?
Yeah,
that stuff is funny. Like, you can't hear anything. It's just like beep 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 beep.
I think it makes it kind of funnier, the fact that it's bleeped.
But we know what they're saying.
Yeah, I think South Park is hilarious when it's edited like that. It just sounds funny.
I don't know. It sounds funnier seeing the kids curse.
Okay, I vote if you've got the time, Amanda, just stay on with us.
Cool.
Are you guys down with that?
Yes, I got no issues. I concur.
We're getting good conversations here.
Yes, and having fun.
Cool.
And maybe YouTube, if you're lucky, we're not going to do anything that's going to be entertaining for you.
Yeah.
Do we like commercials?
Nah, fuck commercials. We'll talk.
Yeah, we're talking.
We'll be right back. I gotta go grab a drink.
All right, you do you.
So,
if you want something that's not entertaining, I'm your girl.
I am here to be the most boring motherfucker you have all ever seen. Here we go. I'm gonna start it.
I wonder what everybody thinks of me.
You're sexy as shit. That's what everybody thinks of you, Rick.
Yeah,
I'm one
they're
of
waiting
the
on the calendar.
What you mean?
Rick, you think we're fucking around, but there really is going to be a Rick all-day calendar. We're making that shit. Like a word a day, but Rick. It's gonna be full of Rickisms and Rick quotes and Rick pictures.
You know, Rick's been sharing some really funny shit on Facebook recently. I don't know if you guys have been following stuff or whatever, but all these just weird things. He's had me laughing all night last night. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I try to because you know there's always negative and just bad shit being put on Facebook. So I say, you know what? I need to change this somehow, you know, and put some comedy up there and see what happens.
Rick,
just to get people's minds off of stuff.
You need to start posting your when you get chips for poker on Facebook, so somebody else can drive Scott nuts with that.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, because I have it unchecked all the time. I'm gonna start checking that box.
Yeah, give Scott something to just arbitrarily comment on, like he does mine every single time.
You get on that, Amanda?
No. No.
Games on my phone,
I think that's the only Facebook game that I play.
That's the only game on my phone is poker.
I used to be into Candy Crush, like, really bad. Like, I completed the whole thing and everything. Like, I made it to the end of Candy Crush.
They stole your
hey,
soul.
when do we come back? Because
Yes,
what
they
we
did.
just talking about? Candy Crush.
We're pretty fucking entertaining, though.
You and those snapshot videos, man. I mean, like, what the hell?
Oh, the Snapchat. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm new to Snapchat. I just discovered it. Like, me and my coworker, we just learned about it, so we've been fucking with it for a while, all the time now.
It's entertaining. I'll send you my my handle.
Okay.
I don't even mess with none of that stuff.
Yeah, I do Instagram. That's about it, and that's just because Instagram is cool enough to post across all this social media.
You
Do any of you do Vine?
I don't,
Fine.
but I've seen your Vine.
Vine.
Make me laugh.
Good. I love Vine.
I don't do Instagram because you all would hate me because I'm a cook at.
Yeah.
I don't do none of that. So Snapchat sometimes.
So that was.
Once again, another example of why you should be watching us on YouTube, because you just missed an awesome conversation about what crappy apps we have on our phone. That's right. We are that entertaining. We are that entertaining. So
Hey, I was entertained.
Speaking of crappy apps on our phone, what about the good apps? What about the stuff that we pull out when we have a police encounter?
you know, there are a plethora of apps. There are things, you know, you can live stream off of Facebook. You can use Cell 411. There's Bamboozle.
Periscope. Oh,
Live stream.
live stream.
I've been doing live stream right from Facebook, actually. That's been the best for me so far. You know.
Yeah, we were
And
talking
there's Ustream.
Ustream. That's the other one. It's not live stream. It's Ustream.
No, the live stream is one as well. That's a
Now, see, I agree with you, Amanda. I really like.
Google Hangouts as well.
Yeah, I like the functionality of doing it off of Facebook. The only thing that really irks me, and Scott said it earlier, is, you know, when you use something like Bamboozle or Cell 411, when you're taking that video, once it's done, it's somewhere else. It's not sitting on your phone. If you're using Facebook, a cop can easily, after they snatch that, just hit the button that says "Don't post to Facebook."
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
delete it.
my other big issue with Facebook is it's vertical. Why vertical video only?
I do agree. Facebook
We're-
hit with the vertical issue.
Yeah, we're training people to do this, and Facebook and Snapchat are undoing that now. They're undoing the training. All of the we've been drilling it into people. Hold your phone sideways, and it's like, nope.
Well, the great thing about the Facebook live stream, though, is that even if you are unable to save the video, people are watching you live. Your friends all get alerted that you're streaming live, and they all, most of the time, they tune in. I get anywhere between like 10 and 30 viewers when I'm doing a cop block or something like that. So it's very quick for me to be able. I've used it 2 times now during a live traffic stop. It's that fast, where I can just click.
Yeah.
I can click the Facebook button, and when you click Facebook, you click post, and right there is the button live stream. The only thing I don't like is it's a little slow to type in when you're in a situation like that what you're calling your live stream. And they make you do that. They make you name it before you post it up.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm really loving the Facebook live stream, and that's my favorite at the moment. Honestly.
You guys are having all the fun with the live on Facebook. I can't even do it with my phone.
Well, you got to get a newer phone. Some of the older phones this doesn't work for. So if you do have one of the older phones, you might want to look into like your Bamboozers or Cell 411, whatever.
It depends on your data and your connection, too.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you want to do with it. But for me, with my phone right now, I'm really loving the Facebook being able to do that, and the feedback, being able to interact in a live chat while you're streaming. That's really cool to know that people are engaged and watching you and be able to answer their questions and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, that is something that's really handy for sure.
You've used it a number of times just for like normal videos, right, Matt?
Yeah,
8,000
I
times.
honestly, yeah,
8,000
as Scott will
times.
point out, I use it too much, as he says. I mean, I use it all the time on my personal page, you know, whether it's my dog doing something hilarious or just streaming something at work while I'm bored. I mean, I use it all the time, and it's fast. It works everywhere that I'm at. It's not glitchy or choppy like you could get sometimes with some of the other apps. It's really decent. So
yeah, so anybody, if you are involved in an encounter, I would strongly suggest, rather than filming it from your phone or from your device itself and saving it, use a live streaming app. Even if you have people with you, it doesn't hurt. The quality doesn't get depreciated that much. And to have it in the moment, I can't tell you how many times I wished I had it that I didn't. Our arrest, we had to wait to get our own footage back from the police because we weren't live streaming at that moment.
Yeah.
So it is that important.
yeah, and I mean, it really doesn't matter what you use as long as you are using something that gets you out there live.
All right. So you got more
we
stories
have-
for us tonight?
Yeah, actually, we have a pretty funny one here. It's actually coming out of New Hampshire. Did you guys see the video with Mikey, the 11-year-old who was basically stopping the police extortion?
That guy is my
There's
hero.
no
That
way we
hero.
can't talk about this kid. No way we can't.
Way to go, Mikey.
I-
You're the man.
Woo!
I threw that one on Reddit, and it went up quick.
Boom! Yeah.
I love that
Like
kid.
a boss.
By any chance, can we, even if we can't get the video up, can we play some of the audio of this to where we can watch some of this?
I don't. Not unless. not
I
unless
can play some audio for you guys.
Cool.
All right.
Well, while you're pulling this up,
I got it up. Just give me a second to crank my volume.
can you share a screen?
Yep, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, show us the video.
Slow down. And,
So what we have is, can you turn it up at all?
I'm attempting to. He's not very loud with his camera, and he keeps it a little ways away from him.
Yeah, I've turned him up as much as I can.
he's right behind me.
I don't know if he did this on purpose or if it was just coincidence, but did you notice the time, how long the video is?
420 seconds. Probably not. He's 11.
But he's
I guess
also
I-
11 out
Goes
this
out
cop
to the
block.
curb and he puts
I
up.
guess I can narrate what he's saying for you guys if.
Yeah, go ahead. He's out at the curb. He was.
Yeah, he was walking. He said, "There's a cop up here. We're gonna try to save some motorists from getting some tickets." He's pretty articulate, this kid.
Smart kid. So he goes out there. He does a few. He lets a few people know, and the cop ends up leaving. So the cop actually comes out and says something to him, and he tells the cop, "I don't answer questions."
Yeah, I can.
I love it.
I want to know who this kid's parents are.
Yeah. Well, there was I think the article about it actually had the full disclosure. This is a family that Adamo knows personally, and he stayed with them at some point. So Adamo heavily ingrained this onto the family, and it's,
Yeah.
this is Adamo's doing, and I love it.
Yeah, and now the cop is pulling out. Okay, it's been. I'd say it's been about a minute and a half, and the cop pulls out and drives away. And the kid's about to pick up and start talking, and tell me if you guys can't hear it.
Okay, so guys. That is how to get rid of a state trooper who is
Right on.
to
It's so
pull over and get them in trouble. Literally, all you have to have is a sign that says
Cop ahead, slow down.
That's literally all you have to have. You stand there, people, people stop.
Here he comes. Here's the cop. He drove by again.
Bacon Mobile.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
So,
Oink, oink.
This kid's my hero.
Yeah, I love this kid.
And he's about to
it says,
turn it off, but then the cop's like coming back.
coming back this way.
So smart, keep the camera on.
Right there.
Yeah, he was just leaving, and now the cop turns back around to go back by this kid.
What?
Okay, he said, do me a favor.
Yeah, I'm just.
Okay, basically it's what the cop is saying is hold that up when I'm not here so that people will still slow down. The cop's like saying, hey, that's kind of silly to hold that up while I'm sitting here, because he's like, please do that when I'm not here too. Like, you know, just kind of be...
What a
Did you hear
response! Oh my god.
I think people will have enough common sense to know that, he says. At 11 years old, he just schooled a cop, and the cop didn't have any comeback for that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You know, you giving them a ticket and saving them from all the money that was spent.
I'm trying to save people so they don't hit people crossing the road and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have enough common sense to slow down.
That's what he said. He said, I'm trying to prevent them from crossing the road, from getting hit crossing the road, and he said, I think people have enough common sense to slow down.
Well, this kid is my hero.
Look at his face. Look at his face. He's like, shit, he got me.
Yeah, look at him. Look at that grin.
What?
Well, we're going to be right back
No, that's all different.
with
And,
some more stories and a discussion after the half.
Bye.
This is Copblock Radio. We'll be right back. All right. You guys
Alright, so
want to
this
talk
is our
during
long
the
one.
break?
Nah, we'll
Yes.
stay in chat.
Yeah, I'm cool with chatting.
All right. I'm going to
Take a
Good.
vacation.
check on things and make sure the baby's coming down and stuff.
And what time do we come back? 11:06?
Yep.
Hey guys, I'm gonna log out now because my kiddo's a little impatient. She's waiting on me, and
No problem.
I'd like to come back anytime though. I mean, I can come back later today, even or any week, anytime you guys want me on. Just let me know.
Now that your
Podcast.
audio is, like, a lot better, you can come back. We'll just see anytime you have something you'd like to bring and bring a story. You're welcome.
Okay.
So if
Thank
next
you.
week you want to find a story and bring it in next week, just let one of us know, like Tuesday at the latest.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Dope.
It won't let her go. It won't let her go. It's
No.
like, no, you're still a part.
Okay, I'll stay. Oh, goodness.
I think
Ah.
Severin, if you want to help her out, you can just eject her.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that because I think it can stop her from coming back in later.
Oh yeah, that could be
Like,
too.
block her.
Actually, I think my daughter's going to help me. Here, do that.
I saw a child, and then
Leave it to the
Wow.
kid to figure
Wow.
figure this stuff out, but the kid comes in 2 seconds later, it's solved.
Yeah, she was like, hey.
Hey.
Oh man.
so actually, if you guys want to take a minute to go over the discussion points for the next segment, that would probably be really good idea.
I'll take a peek.
Oh shit.
I'll be back.
All right.
I lost the damn fucking show notes.
What are you doing, Rick? So
I can't remember which chat I had it in, and now that I go
it's
to the
here,
chat,
I've got it right
I
here
can't.
inside of this one. Go ahead.
Alright, cool. I got it now. Yay.
Of course you do.
Alright, discussion. Where's discussion? Please, hopefully, wishes death on all involved with Cop Block. Ooh.
You guys might want to go and pick one more story? Because in case that doesn't extend across 2 full segments.
Well, no, we've got that, and then for the next one, it's going to continue, but there's a second story that attaches to it, so it really does.
It's a story for each.
Yeah, it kind of will help guide the discussion.
Oh, you linked it. Okay, I gotcha. I can never figure out how to do that. I mean, I know how to do that, but I never do it. I always do it like this, like I just did it.
Yep.
I put the story there, and then I put the link underneath it.
Yeah. Nope, then you have to make a space afterwards so it turns it into a link. Mm-hmm. And where it says change, you can just change it. Right there it says text, you can make it say whatever the hell you want.
Huh.
Your story is at the Severin versus Trolls.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, back to the story. All right, yeah. Why don't you throw on the commercials?
All right. Do.
Dollars, the majority coming from individuals, according to Giving USA. The annual report of the Chicago-based organization, which provided data on philanthropy, said donations from estates, foundations, individuals, and corporations all increased and collectively exceeded the record 2014 figures. Total giving increased by 4.1%, or 4% when adjusted for inflation over 2014 figures, which showed a 6.1% increase over the previous year. While the pace of growth slowed, largely because of weaker stock market results, individuals accounted for $264.6 billion, or more than 2/3 of the total. Giving USA Foundation Chairman W. Keith Curtis noted, "It's heartening that people really do want to make a difference and they're supporting the causes that matter to them. Americans are embracing philanthropy at a higher level than ever before." The report, Giving USA 2016, the annual report on philanthropy for the year 2015, said donations to educational institutions grew 5%, donations to religious groups accounted for 32% of all donations, and the value of gifts of artwork and other appreciated assets increased over 2014 figures, an indication of a strong market in art and other collectible items. The Giving USA Foundation is underwritten by the Indiana University Lilly Family School of Philanthropy. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
In this next story, you see how
people were found dead on Tuesday inside a burned house in Los Angeles, a day after another body was found by firefighters who extinguished.
Okay. You see how on the next story here where it has the dude's posts, I think we should just kind of respond to each one of his posts there.
Yeah, should we read them all? Because the correspondent, or not the correspondents, but the affiliates, you know.
What?
Should we read all the vulgarity?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Who, what, huh?
The next story about how that cop went on the Facebook page and just started saying, like, we should all be thrown in gas chambers and wishes a Holocaust on us.
Yourself a little if it's, like, crazy vulgar.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I read it all. It's pretty.
It's
pretty bad.
Go through and read all those quotes.
Yeah, I just went through it and I read them and they're bad. Like at the end, they get really bad. Just the first couple are pretty mild, but at the end they get really graphic. Like, I think we should kind of sum it up because it's kind of important.
You can't really say, like, suck my fucking dick, you waste of breathless air.
You don't have to go comment for comment.
Yeah.
Just take the best ones, or the best ones, the worst ones, I should say, and run with them, and then talk about all the stuff around that. Hello?
Okay.
I mean, I can give it to the guy. He definitely knows how to lose his shit online.
Yeah.
Dude, you're interneting all wrong.
Yeah. You're interneting all wrong, says Matt from Carbon County Cop Block. If you're getting angry on the internet, you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
Stop it.
Yes.
You're feeding the trolls. Stop allowing it. This is Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valley Cop Block.
This is Matt of Carbon County Cop Block.
This is Scott Marshall of the Oath Accountability Project.
Rick Gonzalez of Allentown Cop Block.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we're back from our half. That was way too fast.
Yeah, it really did go fast. I was thinking to myself, like, oh, I bet you I still have a minute to stand up and go pee, and then you were bringing us back in, and I was like, crap.
Well,
We'll have to wait.
good luck.
Wait, we were just about cycles online. Didn't one of you guys have a story to talk about that?
Actually, yeah. Our whole discussion this week is actually really focused on, does this kind of still feel like America to you, and especially coming down to the way the cops interact with civilians, not just in the way of while they're on duty and how they interact that way, but then also how they interact in their personal lives, and even people who are inspired by police and want to become one, how they interact with anybody who doesn't have the same worldly mindset as they do. Which brings us to the first person we would like to talk about tonight. His name is I just lost it. Why am I so... Anybody see where his name is? He's a former soldier. His name is Darren Redding. He took to Facebook, and honestly, like Severin said, coming back in, he's just...
Arresting me for what? I'm not allowed to stand up for myself? I thought this was America. Huh?
Exactly.
Listeners that couldn't hear that, I just played Randy Marsh getting arrested from the Batman episode saying, I thought this was America. This is what I think about every time somebody says the words, I thought this was America, or something along those lines. I picture Randy, because he's the perfect picture of where America is at right now.
It's so true. It is so true. They've done an excellent job with that. But, I mean, I guess he's just really fed up with seeing the fact of how he believes Cop Block is defacing every single officer, because in his words, 99% of them are good and do what they're supposed to be doing. So when he sees things like the stuff that all of us have done, which is stand on the side of the road with a sign that says, like speed trap ahead, or seatbelt checkpoint, or just crashing checkpoints and stuff like that, or filming, it really got under this guy's skin. And we have quite a few of the posts that he has made. Unfortunately,
I want to throw something in here real quick.
Yeah.
You said this guy would go on about 1% of cops, okay? This is a common thing I catch online. These cop suckers, these idiots, want to say, oh, it's like 1 or 2% of cops. Okay. Let's break that down real quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
If it's true, which I don't buy one little bit, and I don't think anybody on this show buys one little bit that it's only 1%.
No.
It's more like 30, 40, maybe even 50% of cops that are brutal out there, that are out there hurting people actively. But let's just go with the 1%. We'll humor you. 1 million police officers in this country, right?
Well, 1.1 million in 2008 is what I'm seeing right now.
So you're openly admitting, copsucker, that there are 10,000 corrupt, violent individuals with badges walking around, and you want to tell me there's no police problem? Get out of here. 10,000.
I just want to say, I currently live.
You don't want me to tell. You don't want police reform. You don't think this is a bigger problem than you're sitting here trying to argue.
The way that sounds to me is, Scott and I live in a town that is just barely over 10,000 as a total population, and just to think about what it would be like if our town that we live in was just completely packed of nothing but door-to-door corrupt cops, it really makes you sit back and go, fuck, that's a lot of corruption. That's a lot of shitty people out there.
Yeah.
And that's the number that they're trying to push off on us. So you know if that's the number they're trying to push off, it's
and
obviously worse.
This is 2008, 1.1 million. So
put that number on its head. Out of the 10,000 that are caught, maybe charged, maybe
10,100.
1% of that number actually receives criminal convictions for their police misconduct. The rest stay on the force till the next jump of 10,000 new bad recruits come in.
Well, here's what I gotta say, okay? Cop Block alone averages about, I don't know, between 10 and 15 stories a day. Then you have places like Photography Is Not a Crime that turns around and does about the same, but you know there are some overlapping stories that they do, but some report on things that the other doesn't. But let's just take Cop Block and say that they do 15 stories a day for a year. You know, that's still over 5,000 different stories that is being done on different police officers. So if you turn around and go through all the different movements and all the different stories that come out, plus also, you know, stuff that doesn't make it to our network, but it's in the papers, all I can say is bullshit. It is only 10,000.
Well, hold on. I just want to add to this.
Most days of the week.
We didn't read far enough. Because there's 765,000 sworn personnel. Those are defined as those with general arrest powers. And then agencies also employed approximately 100,000 part-time and time employees, including 44,000 sworn officers. So that's I don't even know how to calculate that because it's not as nice of a round number as a million.
Yeah.
So. That's a lot of corruption.
But these are still numbers that are almost 9 years old now.
Yeah. So
I think I've said this on the show before. I don't know if any of you agree with me or not, but to me the number of corrupt cops is not as disturbing to me as the number of corrupt cops found to be corrupt cops that are still cops today.
Yeah, that's really...
The number of cops that are not in trouble for their actions disturbs me 10 times more than
Absolutely.
All the videos combined out there, because the videos only tell part of the story. When you see a video and then find out the end of that story is this guy still has a badge, that scares me even more.
Or when you turn around and, you know, just think about it, that these are just the stories that we hear about. How much shit gets actually successfully swept under the rug, and we don't ever hear about it. I mean, because that's what the corruption really is.
We just talked last week about Rick's family's dog getting shot. Ever since that happened, not one single update. It's quiet again.
Yeah. What do you think happens over at Hammond Square? I mean, what information do you think comes out of there?
Exactly.
Every now and again you get a lawsuit, but
we mentioned briefly the Orlando thing, and I'm not on board with the full everything is a conspiracy mindset, but this is really, really, really creeping me out that there's not a single cell phone video that's been found.
Or didn't they say that there wasn't surveillance video, or they're not going to release it?
I don't know what's up with the surveillance. I don't think anybody's talking about it. There's none released.
I'm sure somebody's looked, but none of us have. Has anybody come out and said that there was some sort of training going on in the area at this point? Because that seems to be the MO every single time. There's some sort of training going on in the area, whether it's the EMTs were doing training within a block or so, cops were doing tactical stuff like they were in San Bernardino when it happened. I mean,
definitely a heightened sense of police presence at that night.
I mean, down in Richmond, Virginia, even when they had that bus station shooting, the cops were running a drill at the station, and then they said it went live. What does that even mean? A drill went live? Like what? There's a bunch of cops around. Let me start shooting. What?
I mean no disrespect for the fallen people. I
absolutely not.
Full sympathy, and if for any family of the fallen victims, you deserve the truth, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think the best way to honor them is to find the truth.
And right now that there are two really disturbing parts of the story that have slipped out that really got me. One is that someone apparently was holding the doors shut.
No, hold on. I saw a video. On the news where somebody was claiming to be one of the people holding one of the doors, and they said that they did it because the alleyway was so flooded with people, and that there were so many people that you couldn't move as it was, and have the doors fly open.
Cowards! That piece of garbage left people inside to die.
Yep, exactly.
Cowards. We're going to be right back with more of this. The other part is the cell phone video. None of that coming out yet. It just really has me disturbed. But we'll be right back with more of this discussion after this. Well, no, the second part of it was all the reports of there's more and more reports now of autopsy victims coming in with not the right kind of bullets. And they're saying that there was way, way more active police shooting than what they're leading the public to believe. And that a lot of these victims fell at the hands of the police.
Well, and just the sheer amount of people that are wounded, like, he didn't have that much ammo, they're saying. Or it's not, if he had all that ammo, he would have had to have, like 15 fully loaded extended clips or something like that.
I mentioned this last time on the podcast about when when this happened. I was at the Puerto Rican Day parade, and before I went to the parade, I was watching the live breaking news on what was going on, and all of a sudden they knew the name of the guy. They right away, he's affiliated with ISIS and that he's Muslim and this. I'm like, how you come up with? It's like 9/11.
To me, the liberal.
Like, how you know all this information
in one day?
If you just think about this,
minutes.
The liberal agenda, whatever you want to call it, the liberal idealism that wanted to ban guns before this. They could not have hit a more sensitive, perfect, like trifecta of perfection to get their cause attention. First of all, it's an automatic weapon. Second of all, Muslim. Third of all, homosexuals involved. The hot spots in the media right now. To me, it's just there's too much that they're trying to push that hasn't been shown to me yet, such as this guy being a radical Muslim. What I'm hearing is he wasn't religious at all, and he was just a nut job.
Yeah, where's the 911 recording? When are they going to play that?
Families of these victims don't deserve to be angry at the wrong people.
9/11 was a lie.
Right.
Bush did it.
Get fuel
Inside job.
Steel beams, guys. And if there aren't people out there like us asking these questions, then the truth never does come out. And we all know that the government has covered shit up in the past. They released it like 50 years after they do it, but they do it.
Yep.
Project Northwoods, or Operation Northwoods, sorry.
Yeah, Building 7, fire debris. Brung it down. Fucking shit. These people make me sick with their stupid fucking... Oh my God, man.
Also, don't forget about Bigfoot at Area 51.
Oh, yeah. Bigfoot at Area 51. Oh, Lord. What the hell?
But yeah, I agree. Trifecta of just sensitive. I mean, it's really a powder keg. So, I mean, apparently the guy was gay and he had visited the club many times.
Yeah, the other thing that really hasn't been pushed out enough is that the people performing that night said that they've seen him there a number of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen people mentioning that on some...
Like, twice a month for a year.
Yeah.
So, and then some people that he went to school with saying that he was gay, and I don't know.
But what kills me, this guy was an American citizen.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. If somebody was born in the U.S. and got good, schooling, grew up with great parents, has a wife, he has a kid, he has a job, why would somebody in their right fucking mind just go out and do this?
Well, people aren't in their right mind, though. I mean...
But there's no...
Coming back.
Yeah. Well, Rick, that's the question, and that's the point. He's not in his right mind. Rick just said, why would anybody in their right mind? He's an American citizen. He has a family. He has all this, all these people around him. Why would anybody do this? And that's the point. I mean, he's not in his right mind, okay? First of all,
Sleeper agent.
I believe the stories of this guy's been there before and that he was a normal regular. What I don't see happening is an act of terrorism here. I see an act of, somebody sick in the head who couldn't, maybe his religious beliefs made him really hate who he really was inside. He's being told from the one side that his tendencies toward homosexuality was a sin and evil and all this, so he's probably in battle with his own parents and himself, and he took it out on all the wrong people. And maybe this had something to do with a past relationship, somebody there, somebody maybe told him that they couldn't come back, something could have happened that set him off. We don't know the whole story, but I'm not buying the bullshit that he was some ISIS terrorist that went in there to kill people for ISIS. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. The media.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm not buying that shit either because it doesn't. The story don't make sense.
Nope. It probably came out to they're probably like, oh shit, he's got a lot of stuff for Trump on his Facebook. Let's just say ISIS and get people not to look at that.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was.
He's also wearing NYPD shirts, so.
Yeah. So let's just.
We kind of got off about the guy that actually came after Cop Block. I don't know how we got off on that, but.
Well, no, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're actually. Well, I guess we are. I guess we were talking about him, but it also rolls us into the really main part of this, and that is, are police ever the good guys?
No.
Have you ever come across a situation where you can say that they are the good guys? Because I mean, socially, we're taught growing up that these myths that police are heroes, that they're the good guys, that they're, there's TV shows that glorify them, and movies, show them normally being, these upstanding citizens. But then, in truth, we know that they fail to protect in service. They cause more violence and chaos than they prevent. That they, protect themselves for their own beliefs and self-service as opposed to serving everybody else. And they don't adhere to the laws that situations would force them normally to adhere to. So, I mean, we know this, but I guess in my...
I think I want to clarify the question, because I think the question itself is what's mostly misinterpreted in this debate. And the question is not, is this a good person with a badge, or is this a good cop? There's a huge, huge difference, okay? When we say a good cop, to me, somebody who takes that oath and keeps it, meaning he can't be a cop. He can only be a cop for a short time until they tell him you're fired for not making that arrest, for not ticketing that suspect, for not arresting that person. They'd be arrested. Or not arrested, I'm sorry. They'd be fired. They'd be let go for not being a cop. So if you're a cop and you're a successful cop and you're doing good, you may be a very kind person. You may be the greatest, nicest person in the world with a heart of nothing but love. But you're not a good cop.
Yeah.
You're not. Because a good cop can't exist in the current culture for police.
I 100% agree with that, actually.
You cannot have it. It doesn't exist. You can be a good person. You can take the badge off. Sure, you can go feed the homeless every day of the week. You can be the best.
I mean, you can take the good. You can.
A couple weeks ago during the meetup, me and Rick got pulled over. I mentioned briefly the cop that came up to the window after the first cop. He came up to the passenger window. He's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing, man? Remember me from Celtic Fest? You and your buddy came over. We talked about football and this and that." He was a kind person. He was a good guy. He actually made me smile when I was really annoyed that we got pulled over. He didn't ticket me. He talked to the other guys and said, "Let's just let him go." He was a cool guy. I don't hate that guy. I think he's a good guy. I might even have a beer with him on a different day when we're not wearing our cop block and police uniform. But when he's in that cop uniform, he's not a good cop. He's still arresting people for victimless crimes because of an ordinance, not the Constitution that he swore to protect.
Yeah, like the one cop, that stopped that guy from walking down the street, around the corner from the bus stop.
Right.
He found some kind of substance on him.
Those cops,
and instead of making the right decision and taking him to a rehab, he takes him to jail.
Those cops took an oath to protect our constitutional rights, to stand up and defend anyone who was a threat to those rights. And those cops all had no problem surrounding a guy walking because they thought he might have done something, and ransacking his rights and going through his pockets. They had no problem. There are no good cops. Not a thing.
Yep. Can't be.
It's
Children.
Alright.
it's just sad, you know, that the police department is this way.
Yep.
Really sad. It's
Yep.
I'm surprised. I don't know how are they ashamed
I
of
mean,
themselves of
If
all
there
the
were, okay,
Well, I mean,
if
Rick,
there were good cops, if a cop got behind you while you were driving, would you feel nervous or would you feel comfortable? Because I would
I
say
will
that
feel nervous.
people
and
feel
Rick,
nervous.
Even when I'm cop blocking, I'm like literally worried about one of them doing something violent towards me.
well,
There-
Rick, you know
there's
that they don't. They.
It makes better. There's no situation that calling a cop makes better.
I agree with you, but Rick, we know for a fact that they don't feel remorse or bad about anything because you actually got a one-on-one face-to-face with Michael Bush, who slammed James Oakes, and you asked him straight to his face, "How do you sleep at night? How do you look yourself in the mirror after what you did?" And he kind of just smiled and walked away. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to tell you guys this, but we are on YouTube, but my computer was just turned off by the baby, so we're not broadcasting to the LRN right now. We just went off the air, and that's my phone call telling me that we're off the air. Thanks.
Hey,
I gotta dip off. Can you guys just take over for now?
Yeah.
Just tell him to jump into this and just broadcast it off of there, dude. I can set this up. Free Talk just has to jump in, and we can broadcast the rest of this from their soundboard.
Shit.
Well, those of you at watching on YouTube, this is our professionalism that we really take pride in.
Absolutely. Good old shout out to Dio.
Yes. It's I just lost train of thought what I was about to say.
You know, that's one of the biggest reasons why I 100%, when I was looking at places, I really wanted a place that I could just set up a studio that I know my child can't get to.
Yeah.
Not saying anything to Severin because, you know, things happen and it's understandable, but, man, I have an 8-year-old in this house and he knows that he's just, like, I don't even have to put a lock on this door. He knows.
Well,
like downstairs.
he's old enough to know, you know.
Yeah.
This kid is only 1 year old.
Exactly. It's a little bit of a difference there.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah.
So, I guess we got to the point there is no good fucking cops.
Nope.
No.
And if there is, they're getting kicked out of the force for speaking. And that's really sad. Sad to all the police department.
Severin,
if you can hear me, just
tell
it.
We're not. There will be no possible way we can even get back on LRN tonight. So we're just gonna finish out the YouTube episode, and this has been a disaster. I'm really beyond annoyed at this moment. So let's just.
All right. Well then screw it. Let's just since we don't have commercial breaks we have to worry about, we'll just wrap up our stories and bounce.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's cool, man.
What can I do when I'm supposed to be on the air and I depend on others?
Yeah, it's all right, man.
It's understandable.
Stuff happens, man. Well, we can say shit happens now because.
Yeah,
we're not on the air. Shit, fuck, whatever. Like, sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody.
Shit, damn big ass titties.
But we got 11:20. Well, so he has.
You know what? Why don't we jump into the story that we were going to talk about next, which is Severin versus the Troll.
Yeah, I want to hear about that. I missed that one.
Yeah, you know what? Especially once he comes back with Severin in his heightened state of agitation, will probably be very boisterous
yes.
when he tells this story. So, at very least, be entertaining. I'm just gonna kick my feet up and get back into the whole
podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of like how we did this when there was no video. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Ooh-wee.
For any of you who have no idea how big of a nerd I am, this is exactly how I sit when I'm running as Dungeon Master for my D&D group. That's right, I said that. I went on live air to like the 7 people who are watching us on YouTube.
Dungeon Master.
Hey man, Game of
Thank
Thrones.
you for watching, everybody.
Yeah, I feel like that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. I'm not sure where Severin. There he comes.
Yeah, there, he's back. Cool. So, Severin, you versus trolls. Tell us about that.
Okay, so during the week this week, I was contacted by some of the cop blockers out of Texas that contacted me and several other writers for the Cop Block page, and they let us know that somebody was planning to do a federal takedown of the Cop Block site, alleging that we had stole their intellectual property and all this other crap. Well,
seen it, heard it, they've done it before.
Yeah, I mean it's nothing that hasn't been tried numerous times. Usually, like, legal notices get laughed at. I would laugh at legal notices about such a thing.
Yeah, I assure you, you're not the first.
This is the internet. What are they gonna?
Once again, you're interneting wrong, sir.
Yes, and the whole thing was his beef was not even against Cop Block. Hold on, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, his beef wasn't against Cop Block. It was against what? It was like one of the other, like Texas Cop Block or something. Some like non-affiliated.
Yeah.
Like even they said that they were independent and they weren't affiliated with any like. So.
Yeah. So his actual anger was toward Texas Cop Block. And Texas Cop Block isn't affiliated, or that none of them even write for Copblock.org, but he decided to come after Copblock.org regardless. So we wrote a story about it. I mean, he got really cocky. He made threats against us. He said he was going to come after us. So we put a story up on Copblock.org about him, and it was pretty amusing. So he got all the attention that he wanted, plus some. He didn't like one review from one person, and he decided to take on everyone from Cop Block because of that. Well, he really didn't like the result of what happened next. And we actually
guess what, Bud? Even though we're not on the air, guess what you get? Douchebag of the week goes to Steven Andrew Masker.
DBOTW.
Yo, do you see this guy sitting there in his little pea coat? Like, look at me and my ginger ass. I'm so upset. I want to take down Cop Block. Sorry, Gingy, you failed.
Big time.
Man, he needs to go back on an epic quest to find his soul. That's what he should. You've got bigger fish to fry, Steven. You've got bigger fish to fry.
You're never getting rid of Cop Block.
Now, wasn't he mildly successful in his attempt? Didn't Cop Block go down for about 45 minutes?
No. There was problems logging onto the site because the article I wrote about him was so damn popular. It was getting so many hits that it was running really slow for like a good 2 hours after it released.
It wasn't even your fault.
I couldn't even update. I was trying to update the article and it wouldn't let me for like a good 45 minutes. It said no connection, could not connect to the server.
It wasn't even douchebags that caused it. It was the fact that everybody wanted to read about the fact that he was a douchebag.
Exactly.
that caused the site problems. So instead, sir, instead of you having the desired effect that you wanted, you actually gave us something that helped, push the brand even further forward. So, good job.
Just like they try to do with Marry with Children.
Well, it's what it probably was. Is probably all the people over at Civilians Against Cop Block trying to jump on and trying to see like who it was. Oh, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it? No.
Oh yeah, that's definitely something where Civilians of Cop Block were like, we are gonna dick ride this one to the end. Yeah. So somebody actually, instead of being a keyboard warrior and just bitching, tried to do something. Granted, you failed. I mean, they're going to fail every time, but I mean, it would at least be half interesting if Civilians Against Cop Block took half of the initiative this guy did to give us a little bit of something interesting besides just going after cops. I mean, it would be kind of interesting to have them step their game up a little bit. Just because it's going to be so much fun to watch them fail every time.
Yeah, the Allentown police always say we're controversial. You always put stuff, like, you always post controversial stuff.
That is
I'm
the,
like,
that
on
is
your,
the pot
he goes,
calling
on
the
your
kettle
site.
black.
So I'm like, so what site is that? Like, which side are you referring to? He goes, come on, man, don't act silly, he tells me. I almost,
say Cop Block.
yeah, I was trying to get him to say Cop Block, but damn, he was almost had him.
That would have been the center square on Cop Block bingo right there.
I was like, oh, man. If he would have said that, that was the money hit right there. But I guess the other cop was with him, so that's why he didn't say it.
It's like, no, bro, don't say it. You can't say it. I think cops think of Cop Block the same way that, like, all the kids at Hogwarts thought of Voldemort. They're like, they shall not be named. Don't speak of them. If you do, it'll give them power.
Well, I think. Do you want to wrap up for the night? I think that.
Yeah.
We would come in with another commercial break and discuss stuff, but we had a major technical thing and a few major issues tonight. This whole episode was a disaster.
Nah,
it was
a pretty good episode,
man.
Yeah,
It was great.
mean, everybody everybody's
From everything I had to
informed.
deal with while I was on the air, it was a disaster.
I
So
understand
have
that.
to rectify these things, and you can't depend on certain people, so I'm going to not. But I am Severin Freeman from Lehigh Valley Cop Block.
I am Matt, not ranting from Carbon County Cop Block.
I am Scott Marshall from Oath Accountability Project, also not ranting.
Rick Gonzalez from Allentown Cop Block, not ranting at all.
We love you guys. Severin, you are the man.